I fucking hate Dorado. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. This map's garbage for Reaper. Third's doable. That would be defense. Defense is doable on Reaper on Dorado. Attack is just extremely difficult. Okay, so the reason I say this, right, is taking high ground is a pain in the ass with this character. It can be done, because, you know, you have Shadow Step, but it is just a pain in the ass on attack to play Reaper on Dorado. There's things you can do. I'm not saying, you know, it's not his worst. Havana's probably his worst map, bro. Out of the old Legacy maps, well, I shouldn't say Legacy. Out of the old maps from like Overwatch 1 era, like at end of Overwatch 1, I think it's Havana. That map is woo. That map is a pill. That is a horse pill to swallow. Is what that is. Where'd I put my lens cleaner? There it is. Okay. Yeah, you're going out the right door. I mean, I go out right door every time. And the reason you go out right door is because you can't be headshotted by a Widowmaker from this angle. I mean, you can, but like, I don't think any Widowmaker is gonna want to post on the freaking far right. I'm not saying I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but it's just so. You know what? Knocking on wood, I don't think I've ever died to a Widowmaker on coast on this right side. I mean, now it's gonna happen now that I say that, but I don't think I've ever died to a Widowmaker going right side. Knocking on wood on that. To my knowledge, I can't think of a time I've died to Widowmaker on this side, or Hanzo. I may have been booped off by a Pharah once, or a Lucio, many years ago. Like I think I've been booped off once by a Lucio or a Pharah, at least one time, like 8 years ago. Yeah, no, this is perfect. So there's multiple things you can do here. Let's just. How about this? We watch the whole thing and then we go back and rewatch it and break it down. I'll just watch the whole game. We'll just watch the whole game first and then I'll go back and see what we can critique. Alright, let's check this out. And if they don't know you're there, you know, go for it, right? Okay, you got a pick. They're not pushing you. You heal because of the passive now. Okay. Okay. You're making a hell of a lot of space right now. Good. Oh, I wouldn't do this. Okay. I mean, sure. Sure. That. Okay, I see what you're doing now. Okay. Okay. That. No. I know what you're doing wrong already. I already know what you did wrong there. It's fine. We'll come back to this. I just want to watch the whole thing. We'll watch the whole thing first.
Cloaked in shadow.
Okay.
Taking care.
Okay. Sure. I want to pause it, but I want to watch the whole thing. Okay. Oh, I want to pause right there. God damn it. We gotta watch the whole thing though. There's a lot of things that you are doing good, but there's a lot of things you could definitely be doing better. I'm seeing more good than bad. That's actually fucking respectable. That would have been a really nutty play. I'll give it to you this. That would have been sick. I see a lot of good. I see more good than bad this time, though. I see a lot more good than bad. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Risky. Very risky. Very risky. Okay. Okay, that's a good play actually. Not bad, Inferno, not bad. Okay, okay. I like what I see so far, not bad. Risky. Careful.
I'm good to go.
Payload is coming through.
My ultimate is charging. Enemy turret ahead.
Okay, you're always in the back line putting pressure on him. I like it.
All systems on optimal level.
You know, you're kind of lucky your tank is going in as much as he is. He's really complimenting your space that you're making. Your tank is very, very smart. Most tanks don't even know what you're doing. I'll hand it to your Winston. He at least knows and compliments what you're doing. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay, that was close.
I'm the cream of the crop.
Alright, not bad. I'm seeing a lot of good right now. You're doing really well right now. I'm seeing a lot of good. Okay, I like this angle. I don't know, man. I saw some really good shit. Risky. You didn't have to do that. I want to pause it, but I want to watch attack first. I want to watch the whole thing of attack first. I said I would watch the whole thing, but I realized I should just watch attack and then we'll just go to defense. Okay. Okay, fine.
Enemy turret ahead.
Oh, your Winston exploded. Tragic. Did your okay.
My ultimate is charging.
60 seconds remaining.
My ultimate is charging. Ultimate
Okay.
charging.
See what you do here with all. See what you do here with ulti.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Duplicating Zarya.
you're getting so much fucking value. Holy shit, bro. Okay. Okay, let's break it all the way back down. So let's go back to the beginning.
Ready for battle.
I saw a lot of good. I can. There's just a few things that you can tweak and work on, just a little bit. That would probably make a little bit more of an impact. But dude, I saw a lot of good. So
5.
at this point, we're just going into the little things. At this point, we're just, you know, looking at the little things. Cause let's how do I do this? So you're understanding the big picture, right? The big things you figured out. Now we're just gonna critique the little micro details to make you just a tiny bit better on top of this. Because now we're just gonna point out the little things, like that you could just like tweak a tad, that would make a huge difference. Okay. I like this. It's only right here that you shoot this turret. Okay, so
Enemy turret
you shoot
ahead.
this turret, that means they know you're here already because you just fired your gun. Yes, you did get the kill. But
Enemy turret ahead.
if you think about it, if these were better
Enemy turret
players,
ahead.
if these were better players, I don't think you get this kill here. You shouldn't have shot that turret. No, you shouldn't have killed the turret. It gave your position away. Look how much damage you took. If these were better players,
Turret ahead.
you're already half health right here. You've already lost half your HP. If these were better players, I'm pretty sure you die here. Watch this.
Enemy turret
You
ahead.
fire right here, that Ash knows you're here. Does this Junkrat have his mines? Okay, you lucked out. You definitely lucked out. Okay. If these were better players, you should have died here. Because you were half HP when you started firing on the... right here. Yeah, no. There's a time and place on when to shoot the turret. The problem is if both hit scan... or, excuse me. If the Ash is right here, and you have the option to shoot somebody who's ever close... The thing about Reaper is sometimes shooting the person that's closest to you, you should just delete. Because you're effective at close range. That's what shotgun, right? So, right here, the best play is to go for this Alari. I'm trying to remember her name. This is the right play, is to just go for the Alari. That was a good play on your part. You just shouldn't have shot the turret, because that gave away your position, and that Ash should have just killed you. And if she headshot you right there, you should be lit as fuck. I mean, I like that you went for the gamble. Like, I respect it, but man, dude, if that was a better player, you would have just died. Got the kill. Okay. Fine. Okay, what do you do here? So you know the Ash is there, right? You got headshotted, you saw the Junkrat, you got the kill, you got a mini. You have their attention. Now they know you're here, because you obviously got a kill. However, let's see what you do now. Okay. You know what you should have done? You would have made even more space since you have Wraith. You could have jumped behind this cover and teleported to that mini over there. And you would have made even more space. You should have just jumped teleported the mini on the right. But if you were to do that, that means you're at risk of getting killed by the Ash, but you could always pop Wraith. What's your health bar? Hold on. How risky would this have been? I think you should have immediately TP'd. I think you should have TP'd over here onto the mini over here. Get their attention, take this high ground. That way you can kind of poke at them from right here. Of course, if they know you're there, that is. Because if you TP'd over here, I wonder if they would have heard you. No, the Ashe is still in spawn if you TP'd. Yeah, you should have went right. It's the little things. You want to, like, when you get a kill and you're in their backline, you want to keep making people look at you without dying, right? Because if you go really far out in their spawn, they would be, like, actually dumb as hell to chase you. I mean, you already ate C4s and have the Brig's attention. But going up here, you're just out of the fight longer than you want to be. You're out of the fight too long now. I like that you took high ground right here, but you already knew where they were. It's not like they had a SEM TP or something.
My ultimate is charging.
You could have jiggle peeked that angle right there after getting the health pack. You could have also done that instead of going to the high ground. I'm just saying, if you know where they are, you don't have to take the high ground, right? Like, I love that you do take the high ground, but if you already know where they are and where they're standing, you don't have to waste your time to walk up the high ground. But fine. Now, this is the one part that I would critique. Did you know the Ashe died? You killed the Illari, right? Is that the Illari come out of spawn? Am I stupid? Am I stupid right now? Is this the Ashe or the Illari? Okay, it's the Ashe. I don't remember the Ashe dying. I'm stupid. Okay. Again, you have to just be aware who died, who's alive and who's dead. So I would hit tab a lot more too. I was too busy trying to figure out what you were doing wrong to pay attention to the spawns, because it's hard to do everything, I guess. Maybe my brain's not all there today. Maybe that's a mistake on my part. Okay, you killed the Illari, right? Let me go back and watch this again. Where do you kill the Illari? Okay. You have 2 dead. You got a pick, but you're 2 down. The only way to make this even is if you killed the Brig. So in other words, your pick is like pointless. Your pick is basically pointless. Making space here does nothing. Your tank is dead, your support is dead. Fine. At this point, you know what? Doing what you did was probably the right play because you had 2 dead. Now that I realize that, this might have actually been the right play after all. Okay, their Ashe is dead now. Okay. Okay. So, did you happen to know that the Ashe died? And you're in their spawn, right?
It was mating season. How could I have known she was your sister?
Did you know that, though, that the Ashe... No, I didn't know the Ashe died. Okay, right? So the Ashe had died. So, again, hit tab more. Sorry, I'm pretty tired today, so the Ashe died, okay. So if you knew who was alive and who's dead, you could have actually wraithed or teleported way over here above her spawn and waited for her boop cooldown to come out, because Ashe is probably going to boop herself out of high ground, or out of spawn. So then you could have dropped on her right here, killed her again, TP'd up on the high ground like you were, shoot at him a little, get their attention. Your Winston, if he's good, he'll go in on the space you're making because they're looking at you and not him. Boom, bigger, smarter play right there. I just helped you out. So if you knew who was alive and who was dead, then you would have known that you could spawn cap the Ashe here, and then you'd be up 1 because then you'd be on their high ground getting their attention. See? See what I'm getting at? It's the little things like that. Just knowing who's alive and who's dead will help you get way better. And you got the Alari, right? So now you're in their spawn. When you were in their spawn, you're on the health pack. So doing what you did do was actually the right play. And then when the Ashe died, you could have set up on their high ground, or their spawn high ground. You could have dropped on the Ashe. And she has no boop, then she's easier to kill. Because she's probably going to boop herself out of spawn. Did she boop herself out of spawn? Let's find out. Let's see if she was going to do what I thought she would do. Let's see. She did. Okay. She walks out of spawn. You drop on her right now and you kill her.
How's it going?
Right? But instead you TP'd right there. Now she's got the reverse on you. Right? Now she's got the upper hand on you. Oh, her aim is something else. She got you now because you didn't know she died. Ah, see? Trying to get more of a habit of hitting tab and checking to see who's alive and who's dead more. See, it's the littlest things like that, dude, that will help you so much. You don't need a spawn kill more, you just gotta keep track of who's alive and who's dead. And that's harder to do than you think. I struggle with stuff like that too. It's not something that you can just know and do. It's just something you gotta just practice. That's why you need to make a Smurf, so then you can practice the littlest things like that. That's why I always tell people, I'm like, sometimes you need a Smurf and you just do the polar opposite of what you've been doing on your main. Like spawn camping and trolling. Because if you're spawn camping and trolling, then you have to hit tab to see who respawns. So if you're trolling and you're doing stuff like that, then you're going to pick up on the habit of checking out who's alive and who's dead because you're spawn camping and trolling. Well, I say spawn camping and trolling because sometimes spawn camping isn't the right play. Sometimes that's actually the worst thing you can do. But because you got a pick and you were already in their spawn and your team, you lost 2 teammates, the misplay would be go in and try to get more value when people are dead. So if you're in their spawn already and you got a pick and then someone on your team kills somebody and you're in their spawn and then you go in when people are down, that means the person that died has the advantage because now they see you. And okay, you kind of catch my drift now. My brain just like stopped working. The hamster got tired on his wheel. So I hope you understand what I mean. I wouldn't say I'm the best coacher because I don't really do this. I think you're the only person I've actually done this with. I think Sixin asked for some help and tips maybe in the past, but I think you're the first person that I've actually like tried to break down gameplay for. I guess I did it to Al a little bit. I guess I did help her a little bit with Moira. I just don't play Moira. Right, so here's the thing. We're going to watch it one more time. So you TP'd on their high ground, right? And the Ashe came out of spawn. If this was, like I said, this Ashe is bad. But now that you're a Masters player, you're going to start to run into some actually good players. And sometimes you're going to run into rage hackers. But there are good players. Like there is. I'm not saying everyone's a cheater, but most people do cheat. Because you don't need, here's the thing. Cheating takes away everything I'm teaching you and telling you and coach, like trying to help you with. Cheating takes all that away. Because if you know where somebody is, then you know where, you don't have to think about keeping track of spawns and ult charge and stuff like that. You don't have to think about that. Having a basic wall hack takes that away. It's like this stuff right here is, okay. This right here will take you from a good, decent player that understands the game, and then what I'm telling you will make you a master at the game. You're going to understand mechanics, like game mechanics, and just how the game runs and works. See, back in my day, you had to keep track of spawn staggers. They took that out of the game, and that was a core element. So that's kind of a rant, but we don't need to go into that. But yeah, definitely really, this is what I want you to do. I want you to make another account really bad Inferno. Now that you're Masters, okay? You're officially a good player. You're not you're not an insane player, but you're good, right? You can officially call yourself a Masters Reaper OTP. You can officially do that now. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to go back to the basics. I want you to hit the reset button. And I want you to do everything you've been doing, but turn it upside down and do dumb shit. And by dumb shit, I mean keeping track of who's alive and who's dead, and flank a lot. Flank more. Spawn camp somebody. Really memorize it takes 8 seconds for a respawn. Really try to remember stuff like that, so that way you know who's alive and who's dead. And that will make you way better. Way better. Try to like really remember that. It's an 8-second respawn. You kill someone, it takes them 8 seconds to respawn. That will make you way better. Way better. Because then you're gonna be like, okay, I'm 2 down. Right? So earlier, right?
We have to stop the payload.
You kill the Alari, right? Watch this. Oh my god, it's further back. Okay. Right when you get this kill, your Winston died. This does nothing, right? But you're in their spawn, right?
Hope you chose your epitaph.
Because your Winston's down, killing a support does fucking nothing. It does jack.
Patched up.
What you're doing is just wasting time at this point. But watch this. Wait for it. When's the Ash die? Okay, the Ash dies. You're in their spawn. You have their Brig and Junk distracted at this very moment, right when the Ash died. You're pretty low health, okay? By the time you collect if you would have just walked to that Mega instead of teleporting to it, you could have TP'd on their high ground. In fact, you probably wouldn't even need to get this health pack, because by the time 8 seconds are up after you've casted your teleport, you should be full HP. And by the time you're full HP, the Ash is going to be walking out of spawn. You're going to kill the Ash. And you have teleport after you kill the Ash. You kill the Ash, you immediately teleport back on that high ground. You shoot at them. Your Winston's out of spawn already. You're up. Because by the time you execute that kill on that Ash, your Echo's going to respawn. Then you have numbers. You are like, you've just hard carried at this point. You've got the kill on the Ash. You're making space in their on their high ground. They have no choice but to look at you because you killed the Ash and they know you're there. You literally could like hard carry this team fight right now. You kill the Ash. Pretend you killed the Ash and you're on their high ground, right? You've killed the Ash, you're up 1, you're on their high ground. Now check this out. We're going to pretend the Ash is dead. We're going to pretend that, alright? Where's third person? What the fuck? No, not third. I'm stupid. Okay.
I have arrived.
Pretend you're not being shot by the Ash at all right now. And you're doing this. Look at how many people are fucking looking at you right now. You have Junkrat looking at you. Can Junkrat even do anything to you besides throw a mine? Right? Look at the damage you're taking out of this fight. You're taking Junkrat spam away from your entire team.
Protect the payload.
Like, you're doing so much doing that. Like, let that sink in. Like, you're doing so much at that point. Anyway, we'll carry on now. But instead you died, right? But this wouldn't have happened. Anyway. But look at that. You made so much fucking space. Your Winston actually just got a huge kill. And just think, your bout may have probably not even died because you had the Junkrat and everybody looking at you. It is highly possible. And okay, let's say that did work, and you did kill the Ash, right? And you did all that, and your team still dies. The point is you did everything right, and that's what you're trying to do. You're just trying to do everything correct. And you may not even win doing everything correct. I've lost so many games where I do everything right. just doesn't matter. That's why you gotta play the game 8-10 hours a day if you want a high rank now. Because even if you do everything right, that doesn't mean you're gonna instantly just climb out of Masters on the snap of your finger. It was so fucking hard. I knew all this shit after console onto PC. The only thing I lacked was aim. Aim is hard. Being good at aiming is fucking hard. But here's the thing, it still took me 2 years to get out of Masters into GM, one-tricking Reaper. And it's because learning how to aim and hit something, misconception is that hitting shots with Reaper, some people say it's easy, but it's like, have you ever like tried to hit tracers zipping past you as Reaper at close range? You know how fast characters move? Anyway, my point is it's hard. But if you can get in your head and memorize the spawn timings, and I mean, you don't have to think about staggers anymore, which I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that, but that's like a rant at that point. But if you can just get in your head respawn times, you know, who's alive and who's dead, did your tank die when you went in, you know, stuff like that is just massive knowledge. I won this game but made mistakes, so here we are. Right, but this is good. Because you can learn, even when you win, you can learn something. Overwatch is so complex, maybe not anymore, but there is still some complexity in the game, I would say, to an extent. I do think, depending on, if you, like,
Anna checking in.
let me put it this way. Reaper's a bad character. Like, not terrible. He's good, but he's not, like, B tier, A tier, S tier. He's like maybe a mid-C tier. And I'm looking at it from a one-trick perspective. And that's why I say he's C tier. Because here's the thing. If you played an S tier like Sigma, you don't have to think about respawns. And who's alive and who's dead. You don't have to think about that. Like, as like really good characters, you don't have to think about stuff like that. You play a bad character like Reaper, you have to know these things if you want to one-trick him to GM. That's the problem when you play a bad character, is it teaches you how to actually play the game correctly. It forces you to have better mechanical skill than the guy on the S tier, because you can't use those broken abilities because you don't have them. If you have these broken abilities, you don't have to think about, you know, who's alive and who's dead on my team, because the thing is just by existing, you created more space than any other low tier, just by existing. You have to do more than just exist on Reaper. You have to get a kill. You have to take high ground and take an off angle. You can't just stand there and just put up a Sig shield and just win the game. Because you decided to just go Sigma and use your 5 abilities. Reaper has like 1 ability in its Wraith. Fine, teleport's been buffed and it's slightly better. Whoopity-doo-dah, it's still a shitty ability because it doesn't work half the time you cast it. Anyway, rant over. I had to rant a little bit. You know... Okay.
Cloaked in shadow.
Fine. So, real quick. You can't... Okay.
My ultimate is charging.
So, it's little things like this. You just put yourself in an there's just no reason to do this, right? There was no reason for you to peek that, like, at all. Right? Like, let me give you a free camera quick. How are you going to do anything at all as Reaper at this range from right there? You're just not. So you kind of peeked that for, like, no reason. There's just no reason to do it. It's just a little micro thing I'm just going to add. There's no reason for you to do that play, like, at all. And you might say, oh, well, you know, it was like 2 seconds. But again, really good players will just click your head off. There's just no reason to peek it. Okay, earlier you used teleport to cleanse the dynamite. And I said, sure, fine. Because the reason I say that is I don't know where your tank is at the moment. He takes high ground, right? You could have TP'd up there with him, is what I was gonna add. And you kind of like wasted it on the cleanse on the dynamite, and I was like, shh, whatever. Because I think your monkey just gets booped out or something. I'm assuming he gets booped or something. I don't know. I just didn't see him earlier, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But now that I rewatched it for like a third time, because my brain is just not there at the moment. I'm trying to like slap myself together here. So, you TP'd to cleanse the dynamite. You could have took this high ground. You could have. I don't think it would have really done anything, but right now, could have TP'd in. They aren't looking. Look, nobody's looking at you right now. You have a 2-second cooldown. You could have TP'd in earlier. You could have. Listen. You burned Wraith. Okay. But now your Winston goes in. Okay, you're on a 3-second cooldown. I mean, look, you got the kill, right? Again, if the Ashe was good, you probably would have died.
My ultimate is charging.
And it was also a blind TP. You didn't TP on cover or anything at all. At all. It was a risky teleport. If the Ashe was good, you probably would have died there. That's all I'm saying. You burn Wraith. Okay. And then you TP in there. Okay, so if we free cam this, you could have just TP'd behind the fountain. Right? You could have even walked up a little bit more and TP'd up here. If you walked up just a tiny bit, you could have TP'd up here. Then you could have shot down on them so you didn't have to worry about, you know, getting... I don't know. Would you still get hit by Brick, maybe? Yeah, I guess Flail. You're harder to hit everybody else. Right? So if you... Where are you at? Okay. If you would have walked up just a tiny bit, maybe like a step or two... Or shit, okay, look, maybe if we go back even a little bit.
My ultimate is charging.
See, this is what I try to say about Reaper, man, is that he has to be in the right place at the right time, at all times. And that is so challenging. Now Sabayan used Wraith to cleanse. I remember it being quite awkward timing for me. I mean, you could have burned Wraith for... I mean, that you could have. It's fine. So we'll go back a little bit here. Winston goes in. Doesn't work out. Fine. In all honesty, you needed your tank to go in as Reaper because somebody's got to take the space that because you and your tank complement each other, if that makes sense. You go in and he looks, and they make it, you go in, the DPS people, you know, enemy team looks at you, and then by them looking at you, your tank can go in. Your tank goes in, they take pressure off looking at you, etc. You know, you both trade each other.
My ultimate is charging.
I mean, you did a blind teleport. And if you're gonna do that, you gotta, like, not TP in front of them, if that makes sense. I mean, you just TP'd in front of the team. You should have just, honestly, just went, maybe walked a little bit more over here. TP'd maybe behind the statue. Because you wanna TP behind cover, right? You wanna play around cover and teleport behind cover. Peeking in and out of cover is, like, what Reaper's, like, strongest points are, is just playing around cover and making people look at you and putting out shitloads of damage. So if I was you, I mean, you could have even TP'd up here on here, like it's just like little micro stuff like that. Like, I mean, there isn't a lot to really say because you do a lot of good. But it's just like those tiny little things I could add. You want to just try to play around cover and TP behind cover more. Blind teleports are just very, 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 very risky. Because you don't know if the person's going to be cracked, how good of a shot they are. You don't know. And when you roll the dice like that, it's pretty. I mean, I respect it, but like Jesus, man, that's just. I respect it because I love high risk plays. I mean, that's why we play Reaper. Sup, Gifted. Like doing this is like, I mean, that was basically in a way pointless, but you did trade the Ashe boop, and by doing so, I think it enabled your Winston. See, that's what's hard is like, it's little things like that. Like, you misplaying and peeking that could have actually stopped the Winston from getting punished? Because that's one less boop out of like 4? Right? What kind of abilities does your Winston eat when right here? I almost think it I mean, he does have primal. Isn't that crazy to think about? That a misplay actually can kind of carry? But if the thing is if the Ashe was smart, she probably wouldn't even have to use her boop. Right? And that's what I'm trying to tell you. Is I know that it's hard because like things that are working for you won't necessarily work when you get higher up. Like things like this shouldn't work. But it worked because the Ashe is bad. And when the Ashe is bad, it therefore just like helped you enable your Winston. I'm like thinking really deep with this. This just shouldn't happen. Here's the reason it shouldn't happen. Both healers are there. You walk up, Ashe will always have the range on you at all times. You're not really that close. That just shouldn't happen. Anyway. How you doing, Gifted? That just shouldn't happen. I'm whatever. It's just better players are just gonna fucking kill you. I'm just gonna flat out say that. I'm sorry. This shouldn't happen. Like I said, TP behind cover or around cover. You don't want to TP in line of sight where everybody could look at you and one-shot you. If this Ashe was good, you probably would have just died. The only reason you probably didn't die here is because the supports were being chased and booped around by a Winston primal. Fine. Moving on.
My spirit burns. Covering you.
My ultimate is charging.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Okay. Let's look at this again. Alright, what happened? You killed the Ashe, right? What did I say about respawns?
My spirit burns. Covering you.
Let me go back. You TP'd in, you killed the Ashe. You should have immediately TP'd on their high ground. Like, as soon as your teleport came back. After executing that kill and you capped. You should have immediately teleported. Fuck the break. You should have immediately TP. Why? Because everyone's respawning. You can't even do damage to that break at that range anyway. Great, you TP diagram. I'm proud. Now, right now, you should have immediately walked around this cover right here. Because Ashe is effective high ground, and they're respawning right now. You take this high ground, you hold this angle right here.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
She used her boot, bro. You know what happens, right? Ashe with no utility or movement, no boop, close range, in your range.
The payload
And
has
you,
reached
instead of
the
shooting this brig right here, if you would have just walked around this corner, this is why I say you gotta memorize respawns. You gotta really, really practice the respawns. You could have just peeked out and two-shot this guy. Maybe even three-shot.
Dead as a doornail.
And guess what? Your Winston wouldn't have died, therefore your tank would be up right now because you killed the Ashe. Right? That wouldn't have happened because the Ashe would be dead if you killed her right here. And then you'd be up. You would be up. If the jump... Well, here's the thing. I know you don't know that, but because you heard the cooldown, sometimes you have to go for the risk. That's why it's risky. What's up, Oliver? How you doing? Dropping by real quick. Thanks, dude. I'm just doing a VOD review for a buddy of mine. Thanks for the drop by. I appreciate it, Oliver. Sometimes you have to take that risk, right? That's why Reaper's high risk. That's why I love the character so much, because he's such a risky hero. Right? You kill the Ashe, right? And then the cycle repeats, okay? Now they're going to be looking at you in the Winston, right? But the Ashe is dead, so the hit scan is gone. You don't have to worry about your head getting one-shotted or two-shotted.
Dead as a doornail.
You don't have to think about that because she's gone again. And then you're up one, right? And then you have this high ground control. You have the high ground control for the moment, alright? Diva's gonna come up, but your Winston's up. The point is that you gotta, if you can take the high ground away, that is massive. And that's kind of like what you want to do. You want to just take that high ground away. Let's go back again.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
So instead of your Winston dying, pretend you killed the Ashe here. And you're back there. You're in the Ashe's spot because you killed the Ashe. You're good, right? The junk comes out. You probably have ult now. So you could have... Listen, it's unlikely that you will kill the junk with your ult. You may not kill him, but you could have solo ulted the junk. It is possible you could have. Right? That is possible you could have fragged 2 right here. Dude, I know I didn't come on here often, but you know, eventually I will. I appreciate it. Thanks, Oliver, man. I appreciate it. Have you been? I'm actually sore as hell today. I actually just got back from the gym and just had some dinner. And I'm doing some VOD reviews for my, one of my subscribers and a good guy. Why can't I talk today? A good buddy of mine wanted some helpful tips with the Reaper guy. And see, here's the thing, right? This wouldn't happen to you right now because these 2 are dead. So this threat's gone. And your Winston's up. So that means you guys have high ground control. And they can't do anything about it right now. They have to just respect it. The Diva can jump up to high ground, but you're probably gonna... You may have the Winston bubble since your monkey's alive still. And then the Diva just kind of... If she flies up there, then that's just free ult charge. And you already spun and used your ult. Right? And you frag the 2. Right? Then you're just getting free ult charge back. This wouldn't happen because those 2 are dead, and therefore you wouldn't die here because you already killed the 2 DPS. Now you see, now you're starting to realize it. You're just putting pieces together, I hope. Got a girlfriend yet? Nah, dude. Not in this society, it's too hard. It's too hard, Oliver. It's too hard.
Scaling up.
I wish I was in good enough shape to do that. That's not a bad ult. I want to unraise Suitor and tank those shots for him. Ah, okay. Don't mind the question, I've never played Overwatch. Looks cool. Oh, that's tragic. You know, Oliver, it might be best you didn't play it, because the game isn't nearly as good as it was like 7 years ago. Back in its peak. Like, back in the peak, dude, it was like the most fun, addicting game I ever played, and I'm still playing it to this day. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, if once you get good at something, it's so hard to quit it. You know what I'm trying to say? Remember how hard it, like, remember how many times you wanted to quit Smash back in the day, bro? And then you would, like, stop, and then you'd come back, you'd stop, you'd come back. Right? The problem with me is I think this game was more fun than Smash ever was. I don't take anything away, you know, back then with you guys, and, you know, I had so much fun, you know, competing, you know, in locals and stuff. I don't take anything away from that. I cherish those memories, but this is probably the most fun multiplayer game I ever played. It's not as fun as it was in its peak, but it's still... It has its moments. This game still has its moments. It may not be as good, but Overwatch still has its moments.
My ultimate is charged.
See, this is a good play because you pressured the Illari off high ground, Inferno. You took the high ground away from the Illari, and she's out of position. See, you did some really good shit here. What I'm confused about, though, is hold on. Yo, in theory, like,
My ultimate is charged.
I don't know if you timed this at the right moment, or if it just worked out and your Winston's cracked, or if it's just luck. Because if you watch this shit, this is you're not doing with this guy, are you? Dude, the timing on this is like perfect. Winston dives, you TP in behind. The Winston, you know, puts pressure on the junk. The junk falls. You're putting pressure on the Illari. The Illari panics because she doesn't know what's going on. There's too much. She's overwhelmed. She has to use her boop ability because she panics. She presses a button. Okay, she falls off high ground. Okay, no mobility, and you have your Wraith. Okay, she's isolated. She's by herself, and you and the Winston clean this up. I don't know. That was incredible timing. Bravo. Just I don't know. That's great. I love what I see. I want to play some online games with you. Oh my god, for real. Sad as fuck. The community made me like Smash. I got toxic. Bro, but I can play it in the Switch and play with you on your PC. I think. I just don't know if you'd like this game, dude. This game's kind of hard, Oliver. I don't know. I've been playing it for like 8 years, and I think this is one of the most difficult games I've ever learned. I mean, it's a little bit easier now because it's not 6v6 anymore, it's 5v5. The game isn't nearly as complex as it used to be, but I'm not sure if you would like this game, Oliver. Tell you what, you give it a shot, and if you end up kind of liking it, I'll play with you. I'll tell you what, we can do that. We can set up a time or something and play together. I think you should, like, at least play it a little bit before I play with you. Just to see if you even like it. I don't know if you'd like this game, bro. It's not... It's really complicated for a new player to play it. There's so many characters, so many abilities, so much chaos going on. Maybe you will like. Never know. I mean, it's free, so you got none to lose. So.
Let the ravens feast.
I'll tell you what. You play it and give it a shot for a while, and we can play together sometime. Sure, I'm down. But yeah, I mean, what you... I'm getting kind of distracted. Let me see this again here. So you go up here, you flush the Illari out, she drops. You get this pick here. Right, good shit. Let me see this again. What do you do wrong here? Do you do anything wrong right here? Nope. Okay, you're fine. You're balling. This right here, I kind of disagree with to an extent, but that's okay. Did you have more ammo than that? No, you had one more bullet before you could have popped the raid. Okay, right here. Do you re-peek this? No, never mind. You did fine.
Do something.
Never mind. I thought for some reason I thought you re-peeked the corner after you were like 40 HP. You just got booped by the break. Okay, let's see those. What do you do here? Okay, you shoot a turret. Fine. Sure. Nothing wrong with that. And okay, listen, in front of the reason I say it's fine you did that is because
I'm good to go.
Payload is coming through.
My ultimate is charging. Enemy
it's
turret
because your Winston has been going in a lot. And I know your Winston's playing aggressive. I see your Winston's playing very aggressive with you and complimenting your space. And I think that's fine, you do the turret there.
All systems on optimal level.
Sure. I'll let you know, alright.
The payload has reached
The fuck happened? Wait. Am I stupid? What'd you do here? Okay.
the payload has reached
Okay, it's fine. Never mind. It's fine. You're balling. I was like trying to figure out what you did there. Okay.
gaining altitude.
What could you have done here? Let me see. Let me watch this one more time.
Double kill.
Okay, right. I know you're low HP, but you guys won this team fight. Again, remembering who's alive and who's dead. You won this team fight. You should have immediately teleported up to this high ground up here. Right up here. And played this high ground right here. I would have went up here, to be honest, after I won the team fight. Because I know the Ashe wants to take high ground. I know the Ashe is going to want to take that high ground. Right? And if I go up here, she might walk up here, rotate up here, boop up here, I don't know. Right?
It was mating season.
But
How could I have
taking
known she
this,
was your
like,
sister?
just taking this high ground would be massive.
How long have
Sup,
you two
Agent
been
P?
standing there?
But taking this high ground would be huge. Inferno. How you doing, Agent P? How you doing tonight?
Gaining altitude.
And here's the thing. I know your Winston's aggressive. I know he is. But not every freaking game you're going to play, you're going to have a Winston. You might have a Mawa. You might have a Roadhog. You might have a Reinhardt. You don't know. Just got out of a scrim. How you doing? I'm doing a little VOD review right now for Inferno. He's on Twitch. We multi-stream. Again, it's fine, okay? Play this angle. You have a Winston. It worked. They all died. But just be aware that not every game you're going to have a tank that can take high ground. All right? You solo queue, right? Or do you duo with somebody sometimes? Okay? Most of the time, you're not going to have the right tank on the right map. So when you are a one trick, you have to really, really keep track of spawn on who's alive and who's dead. And it's hard to remember stuff like that in a match and keep track of your alt charge, where you're standing, where all this information is hard to take in But that is huge, right? Because you're not gonna have a diva. You know, you're gonna have your other one tricks that are on tank, like a Hago TP. You know, you could have a Mawo TP. You could have a Ryan OT. Man, fucking Chad's playing Reinhardt, right? But I mean, a lot of times you really, really, really want to set up on these high ground angles. Your Winston's aggressive and that's fine, but if you didn't have this Winston, would you be holding this angle? Would you though? Would you really stand here if you didn't have this Winston and it was a Reinhardt? How would your tank get up there if he was Reinhardt? And what happens? What happens if they are on that high ground and you didn't and they do rotate up there? What happens if you have a Reinhardt and they did rotate up there with a Lucio amp or something? Right? And you're not up there and you're not ready to close the gap on a Zen or something. Right? You can't. You can't now, is what I'm getting at. It's too late. Anyway. You catch my drift? How'd you do in the script, Agent P? Did you guys kick some ass or what? Okay, you almost died to that. Hold on, let's rewatch this again, actually. What'd you do here? Let me rewatch this whole thing. What did your Winston do? What did your team do here? I want to watch this again because I derped out looking at Agent P. Okay, the Diva takes high ground. You rotate back to cart after your Winston. Okay, I see what happened here. Okay, so this is what happened. Your Winston went in, but you either got distracted or I don't know what you were thinking. I wasn't you here. But your Winston went in and you just stood here for some reason. 5-1, so pretty good. Hell yeah. You kind of just stood here for some reason. Yeah, but why? Your Winston went in. And now he's dead? And then you try to do something? Like, you're throwing at this point. This is literally throwing. Unless by some miracle they're brain dead as fuck and they just don't see you and you just walk up and spin 3? Like no, like I don't want to be a dick, but I really want you to really know that your tank already went in and then you did this? Okay, that's fine. Look, it happens to the best of us. I don't want to be rude and stuff. I want to when someone asks for my help. When someone asks for help, I like to really give them the best advice I can think of. And when your Winston went in and you just stood here and you have all your abilities, I mean, you trolled. I'm sorry. You trolled. What'd the Ashe do? Fine, the Ashe had abilities. Let's say it didn't work. Actually, how lit is this Ashe? You TP'd in with your Winston? Dude, I think this Ashe dies. She's 65 health. 50! All you had to do is hit one body shot. She would have died right there if you went in with your Winston. Right? Right? Okay, pretend the Winston didn't leap out. And he's still in there. Because you took the Ashe out of the fight. She dies. Alright, what's gonna happen here? Guess what? The Brig doesn't have all. You're in the monkey bubble. You both kill the Ashe. You turn for the Brig. Okay, you tag the Brig, your monkey's still on the Brig. You know. Guess what? The Diva's not even here. This Diva's terrible. The fact that this Diva doesn't turn for the Ashe or anything this game. I'm just saying, if your tank goes in, you have to go in with your tank. As much. I'm trying to think now. If your Winston Ensign jumps in and goes for it, you kind of have to go in and die with him. You kind of just have to as DPS. I mean, if you have Wraith. All right, let me look at this again. So you TP in, you kill this Ashe, and pretend, let's say, you eat an Echo Sticky Bomb for whatever reason, and you can Wraith up here, Wraith down there, get a mini. Maybe you Wraith in here and get a mini. Like, there's health packs over here and stuff, and you can play around these close corridors. And you don't have to peek either. So, like, there's things you can do and get their attention off your team. Like, there's stuff you can do here if things go south. Even if your monkey dies, the point is like, he went in and you have to just go in with him. Right? You kind of just have to do that. Like, doing this, you troll. The fact that you didn't die to this D.Va Bomb is surprising. You got a little lucky there.
I'm the cream of the crop.
Fine, that works. This shouldn't have happened, by the way. I mean, I love that you went for this. Like, that's Chad as fuck. Because, you know, Reaper's a throw. He's not a good character, but...
I'm the cream of the crop.
I just don't know. I don't know how this happened. Where the fuck is their D.Va? He went Zarya. Okay. Did he die? She bombed? Oh no, she did die. She bombed and died. Okay, I thought she just D.Va bombed. Okay, she died. She bombed, she died. You know what? This is a good play, actually, now that I think about it, because the D.Va's dead. She can't DM your ult. She can't DM your ult. This is a good play. I respect this play.
I'm the cream of the crop.
I respect it. Sure. It was a good play. I mean, Reaper ult's like one of the worst ults in the entire game. And the fact that you can just get one kill with it is good enough. Alright, how do you play this? This is gonna sound really lame, but you should have just played card here, dude. This is gonna sound kind of lame, but I think you should have played card. I honestly think that you know, this is really sick. I love that you went and tried to like frag out. After getting that brig, you should have bailed and went back to your team. Like, I like that you went and got this Ashe here. Wait, well, let me see this again. Wait. Let me see this again. Dude, you had enough time to mash your teleport out of line of sight right here. Check this out. After doing that, after you get this Ashe right here, you should have mashed your teleport like left or right out of line of sight right here. You had enough time to do it. You had enough time to reload. You probably had enough time to teleport out. Like, it's possible. That could have worked. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think you had enough time to teleport out.
Found.
Hey, it's Kiko.
You know, the real sad part is let's say you did live, you have 2 dead already, so you're just even right now. That's the problem. Like, you killed these 2, but both your healers are dead. So
Found your weakness.
You can't really swing this, unfortunately. Like, you could. It's like, I mean, I'm not saying you can't. But I don't know, you already had 2 dead. And they have spawn advantage.
Found your weakness.
I mean, I would have just mashed TP and probably got out.
Hey, it's Kiko.
The problem is you can't swing this. I don't think you can swing this. I'm not positive you could. Let's say you mash teleport. You get this Ash, you mash TP. You go over here. You just land somewhere right here. I mean, you may have just died just crossing this. But if you just stood right here, maybe in this corner, you could have took some pressure off your Winston for him to maybe leap back in. You probably would still die though. I mean, you may or may not have died. It's possible. I'm just saying you had an option to live here if you just mashed teleport after this kill. And if you died casting the teleport, then shit, you know, you gave it your best shot. There's really not much you can do besides that one teleport cat. Like, if you're in line of sight and you frag 2 and you don't have Wraith, smash your teleport. It's highly unlikely you're gonna be able to ADA strafe those frickin' echo lasers or beams or bombs or whatever they're called. Alright, let's see this.
It appears we have suffered a minor setback.
Alright, let's check this out. Alright.
Enemy turret ahead.
You're making a fuckload of space. Too bad your Winnie died. Okay, let's see this again. Let's see this again here. Go back a tiny bit here. Did you need to rotate?
Enemy turret ahead.
Wait. You TP'd up. I don't think the Ashe knows you're here yet. I think if you would have just... Okay, we're just doing like micro shit right now, but if you TP up here and nobody's looking at you right now, you could crouch walk up to the Ashe. And if she turns for you, then Wraith out, right?
Enemy turret ahead.
I just think you rotating here just didn't really do anything. That's just a micro thing. I don't think you would have even been able to kill her because the brick popped rally and your Winston died. But if you TP in and nobody turns at you for like the first second that you do it, try crouch walking up to somebody and see if you can clip them.
My ultimate is charging.
I'm just nitpicking here. We're just going into like the littlest things. Plus, you know, you may have got the Ashe. It's possible. You may or may have not. You may have probably gotten it. Yeah. Sometimes people don't even know you're there. Sometimes, and sometimes you just like slowly walk up to someone. Sometimes it works. Believe it or not. Okay, let's see this again here. So what do you do wrong here? Let's see. You started shooting just a little too early. If you would have waited just a wee bit longer. Wait a little bit longer, then shot. Maybe you clip her?
Duplicating Zarya.
Maybe. If you waited just a tiny bit. Or, let's watch this again. Look at your ult charge. Hold up. You walk around this corner. An ult goes off. Right? Forget about shooting her. Look at the bigger picture. Look at where they're standing. Try to, like, get a bigger picture here, right? Look at the big picture. If you say it came from the side, left or right, maybe? Come from the side, maybe? She boops, maybe you get hit up against the wall, right? You almost have all. Okay, let's look at the bigger picture here. Let's see here. You walk in. Maybe you go, instead of being directly behind her, you walk from maybe the side. You approach like this, maybe? That way, if you do get booped, you hit this wall. And then if you hit that wall, then you get bubbled. And maybe you can spin the cowboy? Maybe? Maybe you blossom right here? Maybe it works out. Just kind of like really look at where you're standing on left and right. Okay, if they have a boop, and I get booped backwards, you know, I get out of range. If I get booped to the left or the right, there's a wall to stop it. Possible. Surely I'd explode trying to ult those. Well, you got Zarya bubbled, right? So if you stood on the left side and hit the wall, maybe you get bubbled? Would you be in line of sight for that, though? You get booped. Yeah, you would. Okay. So you approach from the side, you get booped up against this wall. Right? Let's see. Let's see if that would have happened.
That's more like it.
You were against that wall right here. Maybe? Not saying it would work out, but it could have. You get bubbled, you walk in and you spin the Alari that just ulted? I mean, you would, so it's fine, but I'm just... Sometimes, if you can get in a better position, it could benefit you a little bit more. Like, just being aware of where you're standing. Like, playing on the corners is really big. Again, maybe, right? I'm trying to say, like, sometimes standing on maybe the corners of the walls could benefit you a little bit, right? We're looking at little nitpicks. When someone asks me for help, I really try to help people, like, kind of like look at other angles they could take, another spot they could be standing, right? I want to just try to give you the best I can give you.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Team, stop the payload.
The payload.
We're just really micromanaging, just really looking at stuff the best I can do here. You're on defense, right? Or yeah, you're on defense now. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so here's the dangerous thing you're doing here. Okay. What do you do wrong here? Let's see.
Beware the shadows.
You TP. Oh, okay, you took the high ground after they walk out of spawn when you could have took it before. You could have took that earlier before the round started. While you're preparing your defensive, right? Okay, you immediately cancel Wraith. Okay. Let's look at this again. You TP in when they're pushing cart. You immediately cancel Wraith. I don't think you should have done this at all. But I like that you did take high ground. I just don't like that you did it when the round already started, which puts you in a riskier spot. I just feel like if the Echo was good, you probably would have died there. I'm trying to think what you could do different here. Let's watch that again. Let me watch this again. Let me think about this here. So, did you know there was an... Hold on. Okay, let me think here. Because see, here, if you did this before the round started, right, then you would know that what DPS they would have. But because you teleported when the fight started, that means they knew you were up there. They know you're up here. Because you started firing, right? So now the Echo's gonna turn for you. And by doing this, you put you in a shitty spot, right? So let's say you TP'd up here earlier. You should have just dropped down and dropped on someone at this point. Because if the Echo can fly to high ground, then you also got to like remember where the health packs are. Where do I go to get out? Like you have to think about that too. Right? Like you have to also think about that. If I go make this play,
Beware the shadows.
where's my tank? Where's my team? Where's my healers? Right? If I'm doing this, what's my tank doing?
Taking blood.
Like, how do I get back to where my healers can help me if I need help? You also have to think about stuff like that. But see, if you... And here's the other thing I will add. You can combine your Wraith and your Teleport. So let's say earlier, right? You use your Shadow Step to take high ground. Well, what if you did that before the round started? Then you would have your Teleport, right? So you could Wraith off the platform, right? You could jump Wraith off here, and you could have TP'd, you know, the Mega over here or something. Like, you gotta like really think about, you know, your way out. That's the other hard part about Reaper. You have to kind of like think about your way out. Like if I go in, how do I get out? If I need to get out, like it's not easy to think about this in the moment. It really isn't. And I'm no master either. Like I make mistakes all the time too. But like it's the little things like this that you have to actually really think about. Sometimes it's like the littlest things that could cause you to like lose the round or the fight. Right? I like that you did this. This is smart, but the problem is you didn't know they had an Echo yet, right? Did you know they had an Echo?
My ultimate is charging.
Let me go back. Did you have any... What? Did they... Is there any information that you knew they had an Echo? Or a Widowmaker or anything?
Hey.
Like, you don't know what they're gonna run, right?
Attackers incoming.
Team, stop the bait.
Okay, I hear a Genji right away.
Try not
I hear an
to
Echo right
embarrass
away.
yourselves.
So now I do know they have an Echo. So if I take this high ground... Did you hear that? That was a sleep dart. Wait.
One.
Watch
Attackers
this.
Incoming.
Okay, I didn't know they had an Ana.
Stop the payload.
We had to backtrack a little bit.
Try not to embarrass yourselves.
Okay, your Winston's on high ground. I heard sleep dart go out. Winston, their Winston goes in. Your Winston chases. You TP high ground, and you decide to shoot at the Echo. Ana didn't have sleep dart, right? Instead of shooting this Echo, you could have done this. This is risky, very risky, because you don't know how you're going to get out, but you could have went for this Ana.
Taking
She didn't have any cooldowns. But instead you kind of gave your... I think you gave yourself away when you TP'd in earlier. But because this Ana has no abilities, she's basically kind of free. Does the Brig have a boop? Okay, Brig doesn't have boop now. Like, they pop... Wait, is this before you start firing? Did all this happen before you fired? Right when you TP. Okay, you just TP. She didn't have boop. Oh, shit. Okay, the supports are free. And you started firing at the Echo when you could have dropped on the supports and tried to clip one. Alright, so you clip, pretend you drop down and you, instead of shooting, this didn't happen. Pretend this didn't happen. So you heard the sleep dart, so you go on the Ana. You drop off this high ground. You shoot at this Ana. Maybe you shoot at the Brig. Pretend you clip the Ana. Let's say perfect world, you clip the Ana. And then you get the Brig low. Genji chases. It gets the Genji's attention because you drop on the Ana. Okay, you shoot at the Brig. Maybe you get a low. Genji puts a deflector, uses an ability or something. You Wraith out. You could Wraith over here. But then the Winston could kill you. Your Ana might heal you. That's a big might. Right? I'm just saying if I was playing, I would have tried to drop on the healer. if I did do that TP, which is risky, and I dropped on the, I would try to kill the healer, then I would try to kite down or like back over here maybe. Problem is I don't know if I would get my teleport back in time. I wouldn't. It's a suicide mission at this point. That would be a suicide mission if I dropped down and did that. If I get a kill, it's like that would be the biggest dice roll. Because I don't think I can get out, but I know the supports use their abilities. So at this point, you're going to just try to trade. At that point, in that awkward situation. And I don't know if it's even worth it at that point. I don't know if it's worth it. It's such a dice roll. It is such a 50-50 dice roll that I don't know if it's worth it. Let's see what your Winston's abilities are. You know what? You may have actually made space here. You're dropping on the Ana and you're shooting the Ana right here and your Winston's right here. He just leaps in. And you just win. You win this fight right here. If you just dropped down and started shooting the Ana instead of the Echo, I actually think you would have just won this fight. I'm not even kidding. I say it's a dice roll because I don't know what your monkey's doing. Because I'm picturing what I'm doing as you in this situation. I would have went in on the Ana right then and there if I heard the Sleep Dart abilities go out instead of shooting the Echo. Especially when I had the information that they had an Echo and a Genji. And I heard that the Ana Sleep Dart went out. And I'm on the high ground. I would have just tried to drop on the healers. Guess what? Your Winston had his abilities. So it would have worked out. There you go. What about your starting position? I mean, that was a good starting position. It worked out. Let's watch it again. Let's watch this again. Yes, because I heard the Sleep Dart. Yes. Yes. Good job. See, you can hide in these corners and be patient and wait. And then when abilities go out, then you can initiate. It worked. You did. That was great. It's because you just sat here and shot the Echo was the misplay. Isn't that something else? You did 80% of everything right. You lurked, waited, heard abilities, TP'd high ground. Then the one thing you did wrong was that you didn't drop on the healers that use their utilities. Or abilities, excuse me. That's what you did wrong. Starting position was fine. You lurked, you heard abilities, you TP'd high ground, you didn't drop on the people that use their abilities. That was the misplay. I will give you this. Good job. You almost did everything right. I would say that was pretty solid. Except for right here. Misplay. It worked, and fine. The Ashe got value and got 2. But the thing is, you would have just won the fight instantly right here if you would have just dropped on the healers. You would have just won the fight instantly if you dropped on the healers. Your Winston had abilities. The supports did not have abilities. Fine. The Ashe clips too, sure. But the thing is, Inferno, you did fucking nothing. I hate to hurt your feelings, dude, but you did fucking nothing right here. And you could have done so much more. Instead of the Ashe getting 2, you could have just killed 2. Maybe more. I'm just saying you did nothing. Fine, you ate a sticky bomb with Wraith. I guess there, you did something. There you go. Sure. Alright, what do you do now? So you win the fight. What angle are you taking now? Let's see. Okay, low ground. You're not crouch walking though. I don't know if I would peek that. Unless I know what angle they're gonna push. Do you know where they're gonna push? Let's go back a little bit. I mean, you don't really know they're pushing main, but you kind of know they're pushing main. I feel like you should have jiggle peeked this corner just to see if they were going to push main. Instead of just walking out in line of sight right here. I would have held that corner just a little bit more if I was to take this angle. Okay, fine. You know where the diva is. Okay, I see the misplay. Alright, watch this. So, when I said when you go in, do you know how you're going to get out? And that's what's hard about playing Reaper, is taking the angle and going in and making people look at you, but also knowing how I'm going to get out. How am I going to get out if things go south and go bad, like bad? The problem with this play is your supports can't heal you from here. Your Curie used all of her abilities. How are you going to get healed? Is this Uriana? Let me double check. Sometimes my brain goes derpy der. Okay. What do we do here? What happens here? You went away from your Anna's line of sight. That was the misplay. Here's the thing. Diva fucks you so effing hard as Reaper now. You can't win that matchup anymore. There was a time you could win that matchup, but that time is long gone. Okay, listen. You can't. You gotta remember when you TP up here and they push, your team can't help you anymore. This was the misplay. TPing that high ground was the misplay. I'm sorry. Maybe if you TP'd the high ground directly above you, maybe TPing this high ground would have been better. That way it's easier for your Anna to see you. You should have TP'd up here. And if things go south, you can always rate down here. And get this mega? Possibly. If your Anna doesn't... Like, if your Anna's throwing and doesn't try to heal you, you could always get that mega down there. Okay? But you TP'd really far out. And that means the only health pack you have access to is down here. And that's... I wouldn't say that's the worst position to take, but you're definitely like dice rolling hard if you do that. Because nobody can help you now. Now you're like really, really on that fucking suicide mission at that point. No, you should have TP'd on the other side of the icon, not this one. So you get pushed out, poked out. Yeah, there you go. That was the misplay. Okay. What do you do on the return? Okay, your Winston's down. Fine. Ooh, okay. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Let's sleep dart out. Nice shots, okay. 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 What happened right here? Let's watch this again. You get this Anna, right? You get lit. You rate to your team when in reality you should have went for this mega. Should have went for the health pack over here, okay? You already got the Ana. You already got value. Your supports are isolated by the diva. You have to go get this mega at this point. Because do you have teleport? Do you have shadow step? You do have shadow step.
Blazing massacre.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go for that mega at this point. You already the second you hit that wraith, you have to go to the health pack now. Because look where the Brig is standing in the Genji. You have to go for the health pack. Unless you're cracked out of your mind, you think you can just point blank the Genji twice. Does he have a deflect? Does he have his deflect? He does not have his deflect. He chases you into that. You raid to that health pack, right? You raid to the health pack. He gets his deflect back, and you take him out of the fight. That means if you went to that health pack, he wouldn't be able to do this to the Curie, your Curie. That wouldn't have happened.
Clear the payload's path.
Right? That wouldn't have happened because you took him to the mega. If he chases you to the mega, right? If he does. But the second you pop that wraith, you have two options. You either wraith cancel and try to 1v1 him while he's getting a brick pocket, or you go get the mega. I would have went for the mega. I personally would have went for the health pack.
Winston.
And then you would have took him out of the fight. Yeah, let's see what happens now.
Death Blossom is ready.
My ultimate is charging.
Lightning come to me for heals.
Okay, real quick, I know this has nothing to do with the gameplay, but did you know, Inferno, that you can actually teleport on this? You may or may not know this, but you can actually teleport right here. See this pot right here? You can teleport on top of this pot. I know it's nothing to do with the VOD at all, but that there is an option on Reaper. You can actually teleport on this thing right here. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. You can. I've gotten a few pretty good blossoms there. Okay, wait. Let me see this again. You TP high ground here? Okay. Bro, that is so fucking risky, Inferno. Holy shit, bro. Sleep dart out. Okay, let's see this again here. Let's watch this one more time. You clip the brig. You know what you could have done? Instead of wraithing and fighting this guy, after you get this brig, if you go in and get a kill like this, right, and you have wraith, you kill the brig right here, right? You could have mashed shadow step, right? Or wraith. You wraith, right? You could wraith into this health pack room. Right now. You could have just wraithed into this health pack room. Got this mini. That Reaper chases you, fine. You take him out of the fight. Sure. If you can get a pick like that and you can take people out of the fight, you should do it. Right? You get that brig, you wraith, get the mini, and he chases you. That's you got a 1v1 on your hand, and you win, you lose. That's great. But the problem with this play is I don't know where your team is. So getting this pick right here might not be a good thing because I don't think your team's gonna follow up on anything you're doing. That's what's so hard about Overwatch is doing plays at the right time. Let's watch this again here.
The payload checkpoint.
Let's see this again here. You Wraith out. You TP'd high ground, made the Genji chase you. You push this brig. Sleep Dart went out. They popped ults. So the Genji popped Blade, right? And you get the brig. I would have probably just tried to Wraith and go get that mini. And if that Reaper chases me, then you know I got a 1v1 in my hands. And you try to win those, and you win some, you lose some. Alright? You got the brig. Their Genji's dead. You killed the brig, you go the mini, the Reaper goes out of the fight, then your team should win by default? Logically, but because you're in their spawn? Is it worth it though? That's such a gamble. I'm not sure if it's worth it. Killing the brig there with the response so close after they cap? I mean, they can't take space. So I guess, logically it's probably worth. You should have just Wraith and got the mini. Because you already got a pick. There's no reason for you to get greedy after you get a pick. Like, I love that you try to take that duel, but if you get a support, especially a healer, and you can make people chase you after getting the healer, and you rate to this mini over here, that Reaper chases you, you know, and you fight the 1v1, and you win some, you lose some, right? You know, you took a lot of pressure on card. There's almost nobody alive. I think it's just Ana and D.Va then on the cart. That means the Genji's dead, so your team should push in. That would be the right play from your team, I'm thinking. I think that would be the logical play, right? That's what I would have done. I think I would have done this. I'm pretty sure I would have done that play. I think I would have done that play. Okay. Okay. Let's say instead of this, instead of going for the mini after killing the brig, you went back to your team, right? You kill the brig like right here, your Wraith out. You should be with your Ana, right? Let's play this out. You killed the brig, you immediately pop Wraith. Do you make it back to your team? Maybe? It's a big maybe. Wouldn't know unless you tried. But that would have been huge value. I think me personally, I probably would have went to my team here. I don't think I would have went to the health pack. Maybe if it was, okay. Maybe if it was last fight. If the clock said 10 seconds remaining and they cap point and it's one of those like overtime pushes or whatever and you're defending and they're attacking, maybe that would have been the smarter play. Because that means you're taking people away from your team. So unless it's overtime, you should just go to your team at that point. That would be, I think that would make more sense. Because if they chase you, that's less for what your team to worry about. Let's say it's overtime, right? And you get this brig pick, right? It's overtime. They have to be on cart, right? So if you take this Reaper out of the fight off the cart, that means there's no Reaper for your Winston, right? And it's just Ana and D.Va. That means your monkey can just jump on the Ana, right? Because the Ana you sleep out and you missed. So unless this was overtime, you know, 9 times out of 10 you should have went with your team. But if it was overtime, you should have went for the health pack. There we go.
Death stops fighting.
Yeah, we're going to go with that. I think that's the best advice I could give. If it was overtime, you should have went into their spawn and get the mini. 9 times out of 10, you should have just went with your team.
Awesome is ready.
I think that's the best advice I can give you for that.
There they are.
Blind teleport, unreal, and you clipped his ass. You're nuts, dude. Absolutely nuts. I mean, listen. Listen, fine. It worked, and do you know why this worked?
My ultimate is.
Do you know why this worked? It's not because you hit every shot, which I'm proud of you. That was pretty impressive. But it's because their fucking diva isn't on your ass. If you were playing against an actual good team, and actual really good cracked players, you would never be able to do this because the diva would just shove a DM in your face and this Reaper would never die. And you're the one that goes back to spawn. That wouldn't happen. But because it happened, you were able to clip that guy. Okay, that's Sleep Dart out again. Oh no, that's your Anna Sleep. Their Anna's dead. Oops. Okay. Fine. I'll take high ground again. Okay. So you told the team you're on high ground. And it worked out, because you pushed the Nano Genji off you. Off your ass. Fine, fine. If I have ult, I don't really like to give people my position away. That's Sleep Dart. Life of Reaper, right? Respectable. Okay, let's watch that one more time. Let me see this again. Die. How could you have gotten the Anna here? Let me see where you ulted. You TP'd in and ulted, okay.
Is ready. Let's kill.
The Anna died already. Okay. So the Anna's already dead. Let's see this again. You basically just traded Blossom for Rally, which is actually a decent trade. If you can force Rally out when you've already won the fight with your Blossom, that's pretty much worth. Trading Blossom for a support ult's almost always worth. Okay, so check this out. Let's watch this again. You TP on high ground, right?
Flanking.
Right? But I'm gonna tell you something. What'd you do wrong with this teleport? What'd you do wrong with this one?
Flanking.
Ask yourself, did you really have enough time to gauge where everybody was standing? Did you really have enough time to know where Reaper and Zen and where everybody's standing with this teleport? Did you really have enough time to gauge where everybody's standing after this? So now you can you have the position to where you can see where everybody's standing. I'm just saying that if this was a cracked Zen, you could have been in trouble right here. Listen, this is, I mean, I like that you tried to drop on the Reaper. You know, that was good. But if you play, like, again, it comes down to, like, if you play against really cracked players, they ain't gonna miss, bro. Like, some players, I mean, some players actually have really good aim. I mean, you almost died. Holy shit. Look at your health bar right here. You could have easily just died right here. Let's look from the Zen's POV when you do that. Does he headshot you? He drops a Discord on. Okay. I see. Alright. He missed 2 shots. If this was a good Zen, you probably, you may have just died right here. Okay. Remember when you TP on high ground, just take that 1 second to just kind of look first before you jump off. Just take that 1 sec. Just take a little breath, right? You win the fight, okay? You've won the fight. You TP high ground. Breathe, look, then drop, all right? Just take that one extra half second to just look. Okay, they have Orisa now.
My ultimate is charging.
They have the pony. Taking the high ground from the Reaper, okay. So check this out. Inferno, right? The only characters that can take high ground is the Reaper and the Genji, right? Orisa can't fly to high ground. Brig... I mean, I've seen Brig tech to take high ground, but I just don't know if they're going to know how to do that tech in this rank. I don't know any Brig tech to get you high ground in Dorado, as far as I know. I highly doubt that guy even knows it. There's probably Brig tech that can get you high ground. I've seen it on Junkertown. But now that it's just Reaper and Genji to worry about to take high ground, they don't have a Diva anymore. Right? So now you don't have to worry about a Diva DM flying in your face. They have a Zen. So, who is your biggest #1 priority as Reaper now? Zenyatta. That is the #1 character you have to dive and kill now. So let's go back, right? Let me go back a tad more. Tiny bit more. You TP high ground, okay. Take away the high ground from the Genji and Reaper. Actually, that was pretty smart on his part. I'm not gonna lie, I just saw what he did. That was actually kind of smart. Anyway. So you lose track of the Reaper, right? You thought he was booped off, and that's fine? Shit happens. Good ult on his part, actually. I didn't know that. Oh, you choked at one. Okay, that shit happens. Alright. Lost the 1v1, shit happens. You win some, you lose some. Okay. Listen, that was a pretty good play on his part. I don't know if I would have predicted that either, to be honest. I don't know if I would have. But I will say that your biggest priorities are the Zenyatta and the Reaper. Those two are your biggest priorities. You have to really be aware of where their Reaper is and where their Zenyatta is. Those are the two big targets. The thing is the reason I don't say Genji is because I feel... It's just a hot take, in my opinion. I think Genji just shits on Reaper, dude. Because, like, he dashes... You can't, like... There was a time where I remember... I've one-shotted a few Genjis back in the old days where they dash into me and I just headshot them. And, like, it was rare it would happen, but it used to... Like, sometimes it would happen. And, like, now that they removed Reaper from one-shotting Genji, you're not going to be able to hit that. And then, plus he has that... Like, deflect cancel. I feel like Genji just shits on Reaper, dude. That's such a hot take, though. That might be a hot take. Just with his deflect cancel and everything like that. The reason... Anyway, that's just a nitpick, though. So let's watch this more again. I'm kind of just, like, rambling. So you die, let's see what you do on the retake. Okay, they pop Blade. Okay. Let me see this again. One more time here. Genji's low, fine. Nobody's on high ground. Smart. Take high ground. Okay. Shooting the tank from high ground. Nice work. Shoot the Reaper a little bit. You dropped without knowing where the Zen was, and that's okay. Maybe you thought he was behind cart. And maybe he was and he's backing up. I think that's the one little nitpick I have right here. Is you have high ground, you get a kill. You should have just took that one extra second to just scout. Just to look around. Just that one. I got a kill. Okay? I tagged the Reaper. That one extra second to just kind of look around. Alright? Just take that 1 second. You know the Genji's dead. You know the Orisa's dead. Okay? You have that information. You tag the Reaper half. Okay? You have time to look around. Alright? You can afford to look around. That Zen would have been dead because you would have just dropped off high ground, but fine, that works too. But it's those little things, man. I'm telling you, it's the littlest things that'll help you go so far.
I got you.
60 seconds remaining.
You'll go so much farther once you figure out these little things. Okay, they have a Widow now. Not sure what that TP is. Okay. There's no reason for you to do this. You don't need to contest card. You don't need to do this.
Flanking.
By doing this, you're at risk to the Widow because the Widow's still alive. Your Winston went in. So you have to be aware of what your tank's doing. Fine, go with your healers. Because they're on card. Like, maybe this is the right play. Maybe I'm wrong. I can be wrong. Let's see this again, though. To be honest, because the cart is right here, I don't think you needed to do this play. You should have just went in with your Winston. The Widowmaker's a bigger threat than the Reaper and Winston, in my opinion. Because the Widow gets high ground, she shoots for free, and nothing can stop her because you're not on high ground anymore. You can't do anything about the Widow. If she's alive, and you're not on high ground because you dropped, and she's on high ground, how are you going to take care of her if she does take it? See? See what I'm saying? Widowmaker is by far your biggest threat next to Zen and Reaper. By far, Widowmaker's your biggest threat.
My ultimate is charging.
Fine, you do this. What happens when you do this? Wait, the Reaper turns tail? Okay, sure. I guess their supports aren't with them, so that's why. Right? So there's no reason for you to do this. You should have went in with your Winston, right? That's what you should have done.
My ultimate is charging.
You should have just TP'd in with your Winston. You do this, you could have dropped on the break, killed the break, and the Widow. Right? Free cam this, okay? You TP'd up here to this high ground. You drop off this high ground, shoot the Widow. Okay, and then you're behind the break, blah, blah, blah. Clean up those 2 kills. And then you're up, right? There you go. That's just little things like that. And see, what happens when you drop off high ground after using your teleport, right? Now the Winston's on high ground, and you're not up there to shoot the bubble or deal with them. Your Winston went in, okay? Winston's got the Widow busy. I guess it works out because the Winston dropped off high ground? Why? What?
I'm on fire.
Okay, let me see if I can understand this here. What? Hold on. He dropped? Wait, did he willingly walk off high ground? What? Did he walk off high ground? I can't tell if he walked off. Did he walk off? No way. No, wait. I can't tell if he actually walked off high ground. Okay, I can't tell. It looks like he walked off high ground in my opinion. Did he? I'm fucking no. Okay. Wait, he has abilities? What? What? Okay, anyway, we're really in the shit now. Now I'm really nitpicking. Alright, whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't know what the fuck that Winston was doing. But yeah, you should've went in with your Winston there, bro. That's all I'm saying. It worked out because the Winston's just bad, I guess. Ooh, big value. Okay. Risky. Okay, listen, let's go back. Let me look at this again. Let me look at this one more time here. So check this out, right? What do you do here? Die. So risky, but it pays off so hard. It pays off so hard. I don't even know if I hate this play or if I love it. It's such a gamble. But you know what? I think it was the right play. Because by doing this, the Brig either dies to the spin, or she boops you to the Zed, and he dies. Somebody dies here, regardless. That's all I'm going to say. Is the Widow looking at you when you do this play? Okay, I don't know if you die. Do you die if she hits this? Do you die if she hits this shot? Let me see. I'm like nitpicking this pretty hard, right? Die. To cover. Okay, if the Widow was really good, I think you die here, bro. But I think that Reaper still dies regardless. So either way, you would have traded. So, and you're on defense, so you have spawn advantage. Oh, wait. If the cart's right there, I think you do have the advantage. No, the attackers do. Wait. I don't actually know. Because if the cart's right there, anyway, I'm just like thinking really hard right here. But yeah, this you would have died at 100% if this Widow was like actually good. If the Widow had really good aim, you die here. And then therefore you misplay. Because then the Brig doesn't boop and the Zen doesn't use ult. Anyway. So if we take this in consideration, what information do we have earlier? You kill the Winston, okay. You take high ground. Did you hear the Widowmaker use the hook shot? Was there an audio cue? Fuck, it's a little bit further back. I actually don't hear the hook shot at all. Okay, never mind. I don't hear the hook shot. Wait! I heard it right there. Watch. You saw her drop off high ground, right? What you could have done, Inferno, was just shoot this guy. Or just solo ult him on high ground and not drop. Right? Okay, you have information that she hook shot right now. I literally see it on your screen right here. She misses. She drops off high ground. You solo the Reaper. A better play here is to either just shoot the Reaper or solo ult him, and then drop on the Widowmaker. Then you get behind the Zen after killing the Widow, and then you shoot at the Zen and force trank. That would have been the better play. I love risky plays like that, I do, but it's not the right way to do it. Throwing the dice like that is fucking awesome, and I love it and respect it, but it's not the right way to play.
Dance with death.
Okay, I heard a hook shot. Okay. It's funny because like if we rewatch this again on last fight, let's watch this one more time. I'll watch this one last time. So you make that play, the Reaper's dead, the Break's dead, Zen use Trank. You know what? I'm gonna be honest, this ain't a bad play either. Not bad, Inferno. I can't really critique this one. I guess the other option was to just TP up here and drop on the Widow too. Like that's your other option. But I mean, because the Zen was right there and isolated, you know, like I can't really critique this one. It just kind of worked out, man. I mean, that was just good decision making on your part on the spot. Maybe this is the right play. Maybe my way taking their high ground, dropping on the Widow was the right play. Overwatch is kind of challenging like that. Because, you know, there isn't a correct, real way to play the game. Despite what people say, there's so many options and decisions you could do differently. That's why this game is so fun and why I love doing different play styles on Reaper. That's why it's fun to do different playstyles and make smurfs and see how high you can climb by playing a different playstyle and finding your own way and like stuff like that. Like I think that's what made Overwatch so addicting in the old days and why the game can still be somewhat enjoyable like it used to. I mean, that's, how do I say this? That's debatable. But there's still some pretty good enjoyment. You can still have fun playing this game. I canceled Wraith to look for TP if she didn't peek again. Okay.
Into the iris.
I mean, okay, Jiggle peeking that was a bad move. Because if that Widow was good, you would have died.
My ultimate is charging.
10 seconds remaining.
How the Zen doesn't know you're here is strange to me. Does he not even hear you? I'm shocked he didn't hear you. I do hear you. I definitely heard you. I guess the Zen might have been tilted. But yeah, Inferno, listen, the right play.
My ultimate is charging.
I think the right play could have been TPing their high ground. But you know what? Honestly, this could also be the right play. I don't know, bro. So, you know, sometimes these are the right plays. Right? You are you and I am me. Everyone's different. That works. So you know the Widow's here, right? You know she's there. You've known she's there.
My ultimate is charging.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this probably is. Do you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I think you actually did do the right play here. I think this is still the right play. For me, I'm so used to having to go do everything myself because I'm used to my teammates just throwing and trolling. So I have to like really like think about, you know, respawns and all these things and, you know, all this. And sometimes if you overcomplicate stuff, you start making more mistakes. But I think you did really good. I think you should give yourself a pat on the back for this one. I think you actually made a really good call. Good call.
My ultimate is charging.
10 seconds.
Again, it's risky because if the Zen was like actually good, he may have known you were coming. It's possible. That Widowmaker could have easily known you were there after you started firing. Look at this shit. Right? You start popping shots, right?
10 seconds.
We're doing great, team.
By the second shot, the Widow's gonna probably have the foresight that you're probably nearby. Maybe the Widowmaker is cracked and actually hits that. It's pretty unlikely, but it's possible. How much ammo do you have?
10 seconds remaining.
He could have fired. Oh, he's out of ammo. Okay. Okay, you know what? You did the right. You made the right call, man. Good job. I can't critique that. That worked. I think you did good, dude. There was a lot of good in here. I really sat down for like 2 hours and analyzed this, but I hope you enjoyed that. I hope I helped you out a little bit in some way, shape, or form. I hope that really helped. Yeah, I mean, that was a long breakdown, bro. It's kind of nice not playing Overwatch. I actually got to enjoy this and sit down and do this. But yeah, I think you're doing really good things, man. I think it's just those littlest things. That's why I can't stress enough that you should make another account and really just practice spawn camping and memorize enemy respawns. Yeah. I think you should really, really practice that. That'll help you out a lot. Memorizing who's alive and who's dead, hitting tab more often, checking to see who's alive on your team and who's dead. That way, because see, if you go into a fight and your tank's dead, that means you can't capitalize on the space. Nobody can, right? At that point, you're wasting time. Sure, you can go in and maybe get a trade or a kill or something, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not going to really do anything. That's the hard part. Like earlier in the game, when I said way back here, after you kill that Alari, like right when you killed this Alari, I'm pretty sure your Winston died. And because you were in their spawn, it worked out, right? Because the Ashe died. And since you have a healing passive now, you TP on top of their spawn door, the Ashe respawns, you drop on her because she used her boop to get out of spawn faster. You kill the Ashe, you TP on their high ground, and then now you have the advantage, right? Like, it's just like the littlest things, man. I'm serious. It'll go so far. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that breakdown, guys. I hope that helped you guys a little bit. I'll probably upload that one to YouTube because I spent a lot of time on that one. I really sat down and tried to break that down really well. So, yeah, Inferno, I hope you can get a lot better. It's all about how much time you guys want to put in. You know, it's not easy. It took me 2 years to one-trick Reaper to jam in Overwatch 1. Fresh off console, by the way. That's right, we used to be a console player. So, just because I knew how enemy respawns and alt charge and all that didn't mean I could get good. It's still hard to aim. It's still hard as fuck to aim, bro. I spent like literally, oh man, dude, I was grinding so much Kovacs, and I would do deathmatch, and I would Li Zhang aim it up, and I would ask, you know, IDQD for help. You know, what's a good sensitivity to start with? And he told me his, and I was like, okay, well, that's a good baseline, right? I was like, what kind of mouse pad do you use? You know, just little things like that. You gotta really want it, and you gotta have fun doing it. All right? Like, people don't understand how hard it actually is. I think Overwatch 2 is a little bit easier than Overwatch 1, but not by much, because the player base gets better over time. Right? Like, everybody improves over time. If you don't practice, you don't get better, and you don't get better, you fall behind. Every year, the new players come and go, right? You know, Overwatch is like 10 years old almost, man. It's crazy. It's funny, because if you go back and watch old pros, they look like golds and plats today. It's actually funny. The difference is their aim is absolutely insane. Right? I go back and watch some old Snizzle Nose Hog, and it's like, dude was fucking crazy good. Right? Like, you realize how good the old pros were back then when the game was new, and it's like, man, how do you catch up to that? And it's like, well, if you start today, in maybe a year or two, you might actually get there. Might take a year or two, but you'll get there. And the cool thing is once you kind of learn how to aim, it kind of transfers to other games too. Man, I still can't believe. It blew my mind when I realized just how good those pros actually were, right? Because I'm basically doing story time and talking at this point. I'm basically just doing story time. I didn't realize just how good they were, right? Like, you knew they were good. I knew IDQD was really good. I knew timing was really good, you know. I knew Sure 4 was really good. I didn't know how good. until I went to PC, right? I knew Hard Blue was a really good Roadhog. You know, this is old, by the way, guys. You know, I've been on PC now 5 years. I transferred in 2019. So, I didn't know how hard this was. I was so used to, you know, aim assist doing a lot, right? I was so used to this, you know, joysticking, that when I dropped it and I went to, you know, a mouse, you know, a keyboard, it was a wake-up call, right? You know, you go from being on top, like this, go from top 500 on console, and then you learn this, it's a wake-up call. It was definitely, how do I say, I got humbled quick. I got humbled really quick. I didn't know how bad I was. I had good mechanics. I knew how to play around corners, and you know, I knew how to play basics. I knew all the teleport spots with Reaper. You know, I knew all that shit, right? Because I played comp, and top 500 on console is basically like low masters on PC. I'm sorry, it just is. You can, I got masters so easily, like fresh off console on PC. Like I got masters like really easily. However, when it came to getting GM, it was so hard, guys. Because you, how do I explain this? Good game sense and mechanics can only get you so far before it comes to a point where, depending on the hero, you do need to learn how to aim. And Reaper is harder than people give him credit for. Because hitting something that's like zooming around you isn't that easy. And everybody laughs and says, what are you talking about? It's like, but have you actually sat down and tried to one-trick him? And then then you kind of go, okay. And then someone's going to do it for like a day or a week, and they're going to be like, fuck that, right? So when I tell you, Inferno and lurkers and whatnot, when I tell you want something, you have to really want it, bro. Like, one-tricking Reaper to GM is I wouldn't wish that on my worst fucking enemy, dude. That character is so bad. He's so hard to be in the right place at the right time. You know, you roll the dice a lot. You have to really, really predict where people are going to be and stand. You know, you have to have really good map knowledge. You got to know what corner to take. If I TP on this angle, shadow step on this angle, you know, can I get back to my team? You know, there's a lot of depth in that character. People like think he's one-dimensional and you just hold down left click and that's all you do on him. It's like, he's actually harder than you think. So shout outs to all the Reaper players, dude. You guys are fucking chads. The character sucks. He's not like Reinhardt bad, but you know, he's rough. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope I helped some people, you know. But I'm gonna grab me a little bit more water here, use the bathroom, and I think we'll try to play a little bit of Overwatch tonight. What do you guys think?